Variables. So variables is like a container that holds data that can be reused or updated later in the program. Okay. So there are three types of variables like var, let, and const. Okay. So actually the variable is n is equal to 1. Whatever the value we assign the value, whatever the like string for that we are assigning a value, that is a variable. There are three type of variable which we will use according to our like need. Okay, so what are the variables we have? We have var, let, and const. Okay, so these three have been used according to different scenarios. Like var is like a global scope you can access from anywhere. Okay, and it can be redeclared as many times and it can be reassigned as many times we want. Okay, and with the let and const, in the let we can only reassign but we can't redeclare. Okay, and with the const we can't redeclare and reassign. And by the basic meaning, what is redeclaration and reassignment means? Redeclaration is defining a variable from scratch, and reassigning is assigning a value. Okay, so that's simple. You can understand. In the case of let, sorry, in the var, its function scope or globally scope means it is obedient to functions and global scope. Global scope means it is obedient to all. Okay, in block scope means block scope is the scope restrict the variable that is declared inside a specific block from access by the outside of the block. Means if any code is written inside curly braces, inside we have as mentioned any variable or created a variable and assigned a value, but outside of that block we can't access the variable, but there are different ways we can access, no problem. And in the case of const, same. Okay, so block level scoping is like that. Let and const keyword facilitate the variable to be block scope. Okay, so that's the case here. um, Next, function level. So function where will uh, where is globally scoped and function scoped. Function scope, it can be accessed anywhere inside of the function where it was declared. The boundary is defined by the function body. So until and unless it is inside the function body, the variable can be inside whichever will support function scope. Okay, everything inside the function. Okay, the rule, variable declared inside a function are completely private to that function. They are created when the function runs and are destroyed when the function finishes. The function inside the function, any variable we have mentioned that will be called as a private variable for a reason, because later it can be accessed and nobody from the outside can't access that variable. So there is a method we will learn about later. Okay, so that's the method is to use value from inside the function in the outside world. You must return the value from the function and capture it in a new variable. Okay, so that we can see here in function, new function Ajit. Okay, inside the variable we have mentioned a is equal to 10. So after that we have returned. Okay, uh, inside the function there is another function, so we have to return it, so to get the value. Okay, so that's the case. Global scope we have seen, and hoisting, JavaScript hoisting. That before JavaScript hoisting, we will go for the scope chain. The scope chain is the mechanism JavaScript uses to find variable. When your code looks for a variable, JavaScript starts searching at the immediate inner scope and moves outward until it finds it. Okay, so it will go from child to mother. Okay, until it find the variable. The direction looks up always move upward, sorry, inward to outward, that's upward. Okay, the parent scope cannot look inside in child scope. Okay, it's um, like child can take food from mother's plate, but mother can't take food from child's plate. It's something like that. Okay, JavaScript hoisting. Okay, hoisting refers to the behavior where JavaScript moves the declaration of variable, function, and classes to the top of their scope during the compilation phase. So when compiling is going on, all the variables moves outward. Okay, that's called hoisting. Uh, for let and const 3 will go upward, but with the let and const there is another concept we have to attach, temporal dead zone. Okay, so temporal variable declared with let and const are hoisted to the top of their scope, but they are not initialized until their declaration line is reached. Okay, until and unless the declaration means x is equal to 5 or n is equal to 40. Till this, before this we can't access this variable, but after this we can access this variable. Okay, so that's the temporal dead zone. Okay, so this much only I have explained something. Please go through the notes, you will understand more.